Hey, wellness, spirit, soul, sense, information for your soul. I am Shareece, and in this video, I wanted to talk to you about food, what I eat in a typical day, and how I try to stay really health conscious. So whenever anyone asks me what I eat, what I am in terms of eating, I say I eat everything, but I don't cook everything. I don't cook pork and I don't cook red meat. Rarely. Maybe once a year I'll cook ground beef. And I never cook pork. I never cook pork. I used to be a vegetarian. I was a vegetarian for about 2 years, and I thought it was an important step for me to only eat high vibration foods as much as possible. When I was going through my spiritual transformation, I needed these foods to help keep me balanced. I feel like I'm really, really in a good place right now, and I'm really balanced in my diet. However, I remember I was dating a guy a few months ago, and he cooked. He liked to cook for me. And I think in a month, he cooked 3 different forms of pork. And I was so disturbed. I was so disturbed. And I was like, maybe I need to be saying I am a vegetarian, because this is a real turnoff for me. I don't eat pork like that, and definitely not 3 times in a month. So I was so disturbed about that. I still say I eat everything, but I let people know I do not eat a lot of meat. If you know anything about all those documentaries that have been done about diets, you know that one of the healthiest diets have a lot of vegetables in it, have a lot of fruits in it, and have little meat in it. So diets, I would never say to anyone that you have to eliminate meat from your diet. One of the things I also say though, if I was sickly, I don't get sick. If I was sickly though, if I had chronic pain, if I had cancer, if I had an autoimmune disorder, if I had any of those things, I would never eat meat. Okay? Because I think there's been enough studies done about how detrimental those meats can be to your body. If you are going through cancer treatment, then you know that the doctor will tell you to eliminate red meat from your diet. I don't think that's a mistake, which is why I'm so annoyed at the way COVID-19 has taken over the news when, it's killed maybe 300,000 people, right? A lot of people. That's a lot of people. But every year, almost 1 million people die from heart disease and cancer. And one of the risk factors to heart disease and cancer is your diet. What are you eating? The unhealthy foods will kill you. The food is either helping your body or hurting your body. Alcohol is a toxin. Alcohol doesn't help your body do anything. It's a psychoactive substance that makes you all woozy, makes you feel good, but it doesn't help your body. Fruits and vegetables help your body. So let me tell you what I eat in a day. I eat a lot of fruits. I'm from an island, and so we had a lot of local fruits. I don't have access to a lot of those local fruits. Farmers market here has a lot of fruits that I can find back home, but a lot of them are also really pricey. One of the fruits that has the best, most antioxidants is soursop. There are times of the year when I absolutely crave soursop. But soursop here in Atlanta, Georgia will cost me almost $20 for half a pound or something. It's insane when, back home I could just go to the tree when it's in season. So I try to find fruits that, are good. My favorite fruits, strawberries. Well, oranges probably come before strawberries. I really, really, really love oranges. I did not like eating apples because they're so hard to crunch on. But my sister has introduced me to Fuji apples, and she's right. I do enjoy apples. I take the skin off because I have too much chewing. But generally, the reason I don't juice, I'm also a person who doesn't juice. The reason I don't juice is because I like eating the fibrous parts of the fruit. So other fruits I'll eat, cantaloupe, melon, how you call that? Pineapple. I do grapes sometimes, not really often. What other fruits I might do? I'll do peaches, I'll do pears. I do a lot of different fruits. I really like fruits. I also grew up in a family where vegetables were just a thing. There was always a vegetable. My father would put spinach in our rice. I thought it was the grossest thing when I was a kid, but I've come to like really love spinach and spinach rice. I haven't actually done that in a while, so I might do that soon. Vegetables, I try to do what's in season, and I don't know these things off the top of my head, but the vegetables that are in season usually have the most nutrients. So I just look online for vegetables that are in season. Sometimes the store will tell you, and I love the produce section of the grocery store. I mean, I feel like it's like a movie when I go in, and it's all slow motion when I go into the produce section because it gives me joy. The produce section gives me joy. I just love seeing all the different colors, the fruit. Oh, I just love it. So my favorite is probably broccoli. I probably buy broccoli more than anything else, but we'll also do a lot of cauliflower, some corn. I like string beans. I like Brussels sprouts. I like kale and spinach, like those things. I also do a lot of yams. Oh, not like, and I like sweet potatoes, but I'll also do like other root vegetables that, like, I'll do carrot too, but root vegetables that I don't know, like there's something called Tanya. I don't know all the names, but I know that when I see them, that's what I want to include in like my soup or next to my saltfish. In terms of meat, if we do meat in my home, I prefer fish. My son likes fish too, but he loves chicken. If my son didn't like chicken, I probably would never buy chicken. I probably would, and I like chicken. Like, chicken is fine, but I hate preparing chicken. Like, I do not like touching chicken. I do not like smelling chicken. I just don't like handling chicken. But I love my son more than I dislike chicken. So I buy chicken wings for him. I also don't like eating chicken wings. I feel like I don't eat them well. And for the amount of meat that's on them, I'm just like, I would rather not eat the chicken. I don't like chicken wings. If I buy chicken for myself, it'll be chicken breasts or chicken tenders or chicken thighs. So we're the house where I do fish, chicken a couple times a week. I also don't cook meat every night, and I make dinner almost nightly. If we do something else, it'll be turkey. We'll do the turkey ground meat. What else meat is there? I don't buy ground beef. I do not buy steak. I have had steak twice. I've made steak twice in my life. I probably had steak 3 times in my life. Not a fan. I'm not a fan of steak. And I know, like, you can, whatever, cook it a certain way, buttery, I'm not a fan of steak. I don't cook steak. I don't buy ham. I bought a ham for my sister when she came for Thanksgiving, but I don't, like, I would never. I've probably bought pork bacon twice in my life. Yeah, I don't buy bacon either. If we do bacon, it'll be turkey bacon. That's meat. So typically in a day, for breakfast, if I have breakfast, because depending on the schedule that I have, so like I have a new job right now, and I'm figuring out the schedule, and so I have to eat like a real breakfast. I usually don't eat a real breakfast. I have to eat like a real breakfast in the morning. Still figuring out what that's going to be, but typically for breakfast, I will do a 1/4 cup of oatmeal and a fruit, usually orange because I love orange, and sometimes it's 2 oranges because oranges are so good. They are so good. But sometimes I'll swap that out for strawberries or grapes, or like whatever I have at the time is what I'll do. But I always have oranges. For lunch, I'll usually do something that I meal prepped. Lunch is usually meal prepped for me. And so it'll be 1/2 cup or 1/4 cup of brown rice. And we do a lot of vegan options, vegetarian options, like veggie burgers and stuff like that. So I might have in like my meal prep a vegetarian option of meat mixed with, Brussels sprouts or broccoli or something. And then for dinner, I am honestly trying to stay away from all the pasta. I love pasta. So dinner is usually a rice or a macaroni or some kind of pasta with chicken or fish or some kind of vegetarian option. I love going grocery shopping. I love going to the produce section. But I am also the person who orders a lot of groceries online because it's really convenient and I don't have to go to the store. And right now it's cold and I don't have to go in the cold. So I'll do groceries online. But I typically always go for the produce myself because people don't know how to pick produce. Okay, and I need fresh produce that's not going to wilt or has mold in it or whatever. And some people just don't know how to pick when they pick your groceries. So I tend to do like my own produce. So in terms of like dairy, milk, eggs, cheese, the one reason I said I was not going to be vegan is because I love cheese. I know it's like fat-filled liquid, but I love cheese. I do not I think consume exorbitant, unhealthy amounts of cheese, but I like having cheese. So I buy cheese. I do not buy cow's milk generally. I grew up with evaporated milk, and so I'll use evaporated milk like if I'm baking something that calls for milk. It's real milk, but it's, been cooked down. So I'll use evaporated milk. I sometimes use buttermilk because certain recipes call for buttermilk, and I'll do that. Eggs, I don't like eggs. I don't like boiled eggs. I don't really like scrambled eggs. My son loves boiled eggs. So eggs for me are usually just an ingredient in something that I'm baking, not something to just eat. So, like people who do egg whites for breakfast, I can't. I think it's like the grossest thing. I'm not. And if I have like scrambled eggs, it's like half an egg. It's like not much. It's just to say that I'm getting the protein from the egg, but I generally do not eat eggs. I suppose I'm in the consensus of folks who do not support the drinking of cow's milk, generally speaking, right? Because I will put milk in something I'm baking. I am now, as an adult, lactose intolerant. Within an hour, if I drink milk, it's going to send me to the bathroom. So I don't like drink milk. Like if I'm making oatmeal, I add like maybe a tablespoon to my oatmeal to help make it creamy because milk has all those enzymes, all that stuff in it. That makes it like more palatable. And maybe one day I won't need that anymore. But right now I'll do like a tablespoon. But we don't just drink milk. Like cereal and milk is not cow's milk. It's almond milk. I've experimented with all of the milks. At one point in time, macadamia nut milk was my favorite. But now I'm just back to regular almond milk, unsweetened. Always buy like an unsweetened. I recently tried a coconut almond milk, which I thought was really, really delicious. I love the flavor of coconuts. I'm so particular when it comes to eating things. Like I like coconut water. I like the coconut, the meat in the coconut. I don't like shredded coconut. Don't do that. My favorite rum is coconut rum from St. Croix. So I think that about covers it. I think it's also important to portion size. Not so much portion size. I think it's really, really important to stop when you feel full. And so if you stop when you feel full, you're likely going to have eaten the appropriate portion size for you. So like I tell my son, if you feel like you want more, because like he's in puberty, if you feel like you want more food, of course you can go back for seconds. But generally speaking, he stops when he's full. He eats what's on his plate because I know how much he eats now. I also know how much I eat, so that you're not overeating. Overeating, consuming too many calories is the way you gain weight. In addition to eating well, making sure you eat fruits and vegetables. And so we probably have, my son doesn't like fruits. And when I was his age, I didn't really like fruits either. That's kind of something I did in my early 20s, getting in on fruits. Vegetables are A-okay. He'll eat whatever vegetable is in front of him. He'll complain about corn, but he'll eat it. But he just, I don't know, there's something about fruits and them being cold and wet that he just can't get around. But I'm so grateful that children do what you do and not necessarily what you say. So I am the example of eating as many fruits and vegetables as possible. So I probably average 3 or 4 servings. I think maybe you're supposed to have 5 or 6 servings of fruits and vegetables. But I probably average 3 or 4 every day. And my body's happy. My body's healthy. And I'm not a person who gets sick, but I also do exercise about 3 days a week. I am going to ramp up because I guess I'll have to track my journey of getting abs. I have been saying that I'm going to get abs for 3 years, maybe 4 years now. But getting abs require a level of discipline that I have not yet applied. And I'm going to be doing something different this year that I've never done before, which is a trainer. Technically, it's not really a trainer. It's a workout system with meal plan. And like I have created my own meal plans. I've created my own workout plans because I've been exercising for so long. But at some point, I have to do something different in order to shred. I think it's shred, lean out, reduce the fat percentage of my body so I can see the abs. But generally speaking, I am very fit, very healthy. I love to go running. I like to lift weights. I don't know if you've ever seen my what do you call it? My barbell. Ever seen my barbell? I have dumbbells. I have like the elastic bands that you can use to exercise. I also do yoga. I do a lot of things. I have a body that moves and I love my body. And so I really want to take care of my body. I hope you thought this video was interesting. Let me know how many fruits and vegetables you've been eating. Remember to like, subscribe, share this video with someone you think it can help. And thank you for watching.